This, as you may know, is the title screen to Destiny, one of the latest additions to the first-person shooter genre of video games. It is similar to many other games in its genre, though there are some differences which may confuse newcomers, such as this, where a man tosses an energy bomb at another while floating in the air, or this, where a gunman turns into a glowing blue ninja and disintegrates an adversary with a touch of her blade. But generally, the game plays like a traditional shooter, and the skills and strategies used to excel while playing are the same used in most other games. And while those two instances of gameplay are certainly unique, there is a defining quality which separates it from the rest. This quality being the inexplicable proficiency I consistently demonstrate while playing it. Now, I am a fairly modest fellow, and I don't like to boast, but I am basically the best person who has ever played this game, like, ever. And I don't say this to brag, but to educate. And while on the topic of education, I decided that this unbridled level of skill I possess would be selfishly laid to waste were I not to teach others in the ways of being amazing. And who knows, maybe someone will rise to be nearly as awesome as I am. So, without further ado, here are my personal tips to being just the best at shooters. Tip number 1. Aim for the head of your opponents. Did you know, when the human brain suffers severe trauma, there are adverse effects to the body? The developer of this game opted to create a realistic experience, and the same laws apply here. Therefore, try shooting your enemy in the head for best results. Tip number 2. If possible, avoid the fire of enemy combatants. This rule of thumb works to the effect of the one before it. Just as you should try to shoot the enemy will most likely be trying to shoot you. In these cases, it is simply best to not let them do that. Tip number 3. Use your teammates as bait for the enemy. In this scenario, you see those two comrades in arms standing in the midst of a battlefield. While they put themselves in harm's way, hang back and watch. You wouldn't want to get hurt yourself, and after your friends die, you can kill the exposed enemy and get the points for yourself. Tip number 4. Be careful when reviving fallen allies. When picking up your recently defeated teammates, make sure the area around you is safe. It is also an especially good habit to make sure a sniper isn't watching you, letting you live only so he can repeatedly murder your friend who is helplessly unable to move, over and over and over again. Tip number 5. Secure the kills on enemy players. While your teammates fight, wait nearby in a comfortable position. Watch the ensuing struggle as your friends and foes alike battle to the death. Make certain to help by dealing the killing blow on as many targets as possible. Make sure not to waste ammo by simply damaging the enemy. That is what your teammates are for. Now, not only are you helping win the fight, but you will also gain an enormous amount of points for getting all the kills, proving you're the superior player. Tip number 6. Whenever possible, always humiliate players who you have defeated. You have now successfully followed the first 5 steps, and all that remains is to complete your performance with the final and most important part, to dance upon the corpse of your enemies. Prove your superiority by flaunting your sweet moves while they lay face down in the dirt. And there you have it, the foolproof guide to becoming the absolute best at first-person shooter video games. And more specifically, Destiny. Well, perhaps the second best, because come on, like you could really beat me.